Broad Bay Estates, Broad Bay Point Greens, Broad Bay Colony, Bay Island. If you're trying to figure out where to live in the Great Neck area of Virginia Beach, or even just trying to follow along with the market, all of these names start to blur together pretty fast. And honestly, I get it. Even locals mix them up. Here's the one that throws everybody. Broad Bay Estates isn't even on the Broad Bay. I'll explain that in a minute, but I'm Andrew Christie with the Coastal Collective at Atlantic Sotheby's International Realty. I specialize in the Great Neck Corridor exclusively. This is the only market I cover, so let me break it down for you where each neighborhood actually is, what it looks and feels like to live there, and what the price point looks like so that you can figure out which one actually fits your life. Before I get into it, drop a comment and tell me which of these neighborhoods you've heard of. I'm curious to know how much people actually know about this part of Virginia Beach. Let's start with the most distinct one. Geographically speaking, Bay Island. Bay Island is an actual island. You cross a bridge to get in and out. You've got Broad Bay on your south side and Long Creek on your north side. And that water is not incidental to the neighborhood. It's the entire identity of it. The island itself is actually divided into two neighborhoods. The eastern side is the Bay Island subdivision, and that's where you'll find the more classic waterfront home layouts, established lots, mature trees. The western side is Broad Bay Colony. Similar island lifestyle, slightly different street character, but you're still surrounded by the same water. From a buyer perspective, if waking up on an island is non-negotiable for you, if you want water views, kayaking out your back door, and that genuine coastal lifestyle, Bay Island is where you're looking. The price point reflects that. Waterfront on the island commands a real premium, and frankly, the demand supports it. If you could live on an actual island inside Virginia Beach, would that be a selling point for you, or does crossing a bridge every day sound like a headache? Let me know below. Now let's come off the island and stay on the east side of Great Neck Road, because that's where Broad Bay Point Greens sits. This one has a completely different feel. You've got a golf course running through the neighborhood, which sets the whole character of the community. Wider lots, more open space between homes, a different pace. Some homes here are on the Broad Bay with direct water frontage. Others are golf course adjacent or interior lots. No water, but still in a well-established, attractive community with that outdoor lifestyle built into the neighborhood itself. Price-wise, this is one of the more interesting pockets in the corridor because of that spread. A non-waterfront home in Broad Bay Point Greens and a waterfront home in Broad Bay Point Greens can be significantly different price points, and both can make sense depending on what you're prioritizing. Golf course community or waterfront? If you could only pick one, which wins for you? Drop it in the comments. Alright, Broad Bay Estates. This is the one I mentioned at the top, and I want to address it directly because it confuses almost everyone. The name says Broad Bay. It's not on Broad Bay. Broad Bay Estates sits on the west side of Great Neck Road, which already puts it in a completely different geography from the other neighborhoods we've talked about. And the water here is Lynnhaven Bay, not Broad Bay. Now, Lynnhaven Bay is beautiful. This is not a knock on the neighborhood at all, but if you're searching for Broad Bay waterfront and you end up looking in Broad Bay Estates, you're going to be confused when you get there and the water looks different than what you expected. The lifestyle in Broad Bay Estates tends to be a bit quieter, more tucked away. West side of Great Neck Road has a different character, slightly less traffic, more of a neighborhood feel without the island or golf course identity. It's a legitimate option that I think gets overlooked because of the naming confusion. Alright, be honest, before this video, did you think Broad Bay Estates was on the Broad Bay? No shame, most people do. Drop a yes or no below. So here's the quick decision framework if you're trying to figure out which of these is right for you. If island living is the dream and you want water on multiple sides, a kayak lifestyle, and you don't mind a bridge, Bay Island is your neighborhood, and you can choose between Bay Island subdivision and Broad Bay Colony based on which specific streets appeal to you. If you want a golf course community with the option of waterfront and you want some variety in what's available at price points, Broad Bay Point Greens is worth a close look. And if you want to be in the Great Neck corridor on the west side of the road with Lynnhaven Bay access and a quieter, more tucked away feel, Broad Bay Estates is the one most buyers overlook, and that's sometimes where the value is. None of these is the wrong answer. They're just different answers depending on what your life actually looks like. I cover all of these neighborhoods as part of the Great Neck Corridor, and I publish hyperlocal market data on all of them in the Great Neck Insider Report. It's free and it's available in my bio link. If you want to know what's actually selling, what's pending, what the numbers look like street by street, that's where you start. If you found this useful, subscribe. I put out new content every week, neighborhood deep dives like this one, market updates, and walkthroughs of homes in the area. There's nothing else like this for the Great Neck market on YouTube. I'm Andrew Christie with the Coastal Collective at Atlantic Sotheby's International Realty, and I'll see you in the next one.